Who's going to win? Give me a number.
I'm going Fyra 3-0.
Fyra 3-0. All right, folks. Well, it's time to get into our first game of the day, an open bracket matchup to determine who moves on to the groups. Shock the World takes on Fyra Gaming. Let's send it over to your casters.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Halo World Championship Orlando Global Open. Of course, this is day number 2. This is Saturday, rock and roll. Shock the World taking on Fyra Gaming. Sims and Bravo to run you through this one. Andy, how are you feeling, brother, on day number 2?
Feeling great. Great to be here for another day. Our longest day of matches in Orlando. And we're kicking things off here with an early camo grab. That's going to go to Fyra Gaming. Not unsurprisingly, you heard it from the desk. They are the favorites here.
Obviously, a little bit of an unfortunate team change coming in for this, for Shock the World, being pretty much the powerhouse over in the LATAM region. Winning this would be a very big momentum boost for the LATAM roster.
Look at this flag cap is about to go in. Actually, let's see if they'll be able to close this out. They do have a teammate there. Yes, indeed. Look at that first cap. Under 45 seconds for Fyra's first flag of the game.
L-Town slides it in and pockets that one. So 1-0, Fathom CTF here for game 1, day 2. Kind of rolling back to that one, Shock the World, really trying to stamp the name on this event. It will be a hard one, losing such a pivotal and power player in the form of tapping buttons. But I tell you what, you're going up against some fantastic players. Attic making a big name for himself more recently in Halo 5. You go down that roster, you got 2 members from second place Halo World Championship back in 2016 in the form of L-Town and Suspector. You throw Sabinator into this mix, and it's an absolutely banging little roster. Going to do some noise in this event, but as we can see on your screen, it's Bullet looking top mid. 2 players, comes around the corner, and all of a sudden he just gets fed a brand new railgun.
All right, now on Atso's POV, and of course we have to say buenos dias to everyone joining us from Mexico City, Shock the World's fan, or wherever you are, Latin America or the world over. Thank you for tuning in with us, joining LATAM as they try to cruise through this open bracket. By the way, got to mention also, this is first open bracket we've had here on main stage. So these teams have got all the way to round 5, of course, 4-0 so far in winners.
So Sab will pick up the double, and that's just going to allow Arctic to roll this one in. He's got a player in the base. They're going to put that one in again, and it's Sal for a second time round. L-Town on the defensive, tac mag in hand, looking for more kills. Arctic spots one top mid, looking for that potential camo. Just creeping and beeping. He's going to hang off the ledge and get the thrust. Still alive, God knows how. Now he's dead, but the railgun's there. Can Shock the World pick this one up and try and make some ground? Because at the moment, they are just getting completely destroyed, to be honest with you. There's no nicer way of saying it. But when you've got a camo and a railgun, it's time to make something happen.
That's right, Atso, a familiar face you'll recognize from the Halo World Championship LATAM Mexico City Finals last year, of course, on that main stage for several matches. Right now in hand with the most powerful combo on the map.
One player pushing forward. Drifts there as well, so the double comes in, but he didn't have defense from bottom mid. That's a little bit of a mistake there. You'd expect a bit of a call out, Andrew, to come through and at least give you some defense. If not, rather than pulling the flag with the camo and the railgun, maybe go top mid and maybe utilize that more. I don't think it was the best play to run in there with so much utility, because it's just been removed.
Yeah, they invested a lot in that rush, right? If that goes south, they lose camo, they lose rail, and they lose the run. That's exactly what happened. Fyra is going to take advantage of that. They're up 2-0. Those first 2 flags came in quick, but right now, Shock the World desperately trying to hold on. Fathom CTF, though, I got to say, Sims, very difficult game type to play against a team like Fyra, right? As a game number 1. There's a few games you can steal from a team. Fathom CTF is not one of those where you can squeak by. You usually have to string together some quality plays to win the game.
Well, you've got to remember how much damage this team has done in previous iterations of Pro Leagues, of course, the World Championship itself, but we do actually get a bit of a run here. Atso going bottom mid, provided someone's through Garage to give him the cover, and provided someone here in the gen to at least help him out to scoop that one up. There you have it. He comes in, slides it in. Nugget will now put one on the board for Shock the World. So they're kind of back into this, at least. You know, when you get one flag on there, you can get a bit of a momentum swing. But it all comes down to this teamwork, because once again, the full power of Fyra is just raining down upon them. That's going to be a triple kill in the feed from Suspector, I do believe. So he's pretty much just battered them all completely. All 4 dead now. This should be a flag cap.
And look at this. It looks like it will almost certainly be, but L-Town getting weak, so there is pressure coming in. We'll see if they're going to be able to get this stop. Railgun might, oh, that's a big double kill there from Sabinator to lock down his base.
Looking for more, and all of a sudden the flag's there quicker than what I could actually contemplate. That's going to be 3-1. Fyra taking game number 1, day 2 on the main stage. GG. We'll take a look at the kill feed in just a second, show you how that one went down. But the final flag, I've got to say, coming in strong. And it was Suspector. 10 kills at the bottom, you can just see, but it was that triple kill. Did so much damage, Andy. You just removed them from the map, and that just allowed them to push up, grab the flag, pick up the kills on the way there. Stuck it in the back of the net.
That's right. When you have multi-kills on the top of your flag run as well as the bottom of the flag run, makes it very easy. You saw a triple kill to kick off the final run. They were able to kind of reset. You saw how L-Town stayed alive, bottom mid, right? Instead of trying to fight into Garage from bottom mid, just stays alive, lets Sabinator come in, pick up a double kill with the rail. That almost secures a cap for a team like Fyra, and they're able to bring it in. You got to love how they slow played that at the end. There's no need to rush. Even with opponents in your Garage, you could bring that flag in.
I mean, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but you need to look back at when Shock the World had the camo and the railgun, pushing into a team's base, taking so much utility. It's not necessarily overextending if you do have teammates that are going to be there to at least pick up the flag and move it with them, and then you can pick up the kills from behind. You know, you can take them as that flag's moving, just slay, 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 but dying in the base with a fresh cam and a railgun, you're just making Fyra stronger, man. You're handing them a power weapon, and you're just completely removing that camo from the game.
It is. I mean, you have it's a risky play, it's a confident play, but it's one that you have to have your entire team on the same page. If you have a rail camo player pushing in for a flagpole, everyone needs to know exactly what they need to do, and they need to be in position. But we're getting into game number 2 right now. It's going to be Slayer on Coliseum.
Lock and load. Let's get this one underway. Can Shock the World indeed, and turn this one around. There's plenty of power weapons in play here. We got a sniper rifle, we got a rocket launcher. Atso on screen. He's opting to move through the maze. His teammate's going to be on his right-hand side. They'll see if they can capitalize on this fresh sniper. Where's that player gone? I think Strongside would probably call this one a bit of a dipsy doodle. Messes around, but I tell you what, he gets the kill. First strike in the bag. His teammates there as well. Let's see if they capitalize on this sniper, Andy, and put a power weapon in their hand. A
little bit of Mike Tyson's punch-out action there to kick off the game. Atso able to land those melees and actually holding down this side of the map pretty well, but eventually he will get double teamed. Now over to Arctic on Fyra.
Just really quickly, Andy, talk to me about the kind of the knock-on effect. Obviously, we've seen an update to the sniper rifle and the rockets. They've had the ammo reduced. What effect does that have on this game?
Oh, I think the thing we've seen so far this weekend is that it's kind of a twofold. The first, of course, is that teams are needed to be very selective, right, with when they use those rockets, when they use those sniper rifles. They can't just let those shots rip anymore. And of course, it also, wow, great job, almost trying to save his teammate, unable to do so. But the other thing is that it really forces you to set up around those and make sure that while you're using them effectively, throughout those rotations, guess what? There's a lot of time now where the sniper rifle isn't necessarily in play. There's a lot of time extra where their enemy team is not going to have 2 rockets, or you're not going to have 2 extra rockets. That's a big deal. It forces you to really play disciplined Halo. You can't rely on power weapon grabs. You need to learn how to play this in and out of power weapon rotations.
I'll tell you what, they need to set this power weapon out of Arctic's hands right now. He's doing some serious damage. Sabinator will drop down to the maze. He needs to get the reload on this, please, because my OCD is currently triggering right now, which he does indeed. On the pyramid, his players there. Suspector's calling for help. He sees Atso down in the maze, misses that one bullet, but Sabinator's on his back as well. He's come up from the silver to try and give support. Nugget will remove him from that position. And as we mentioned before about these bullets, Andy, it's about timing your shots and making sure you hit every single bullet. You saw Frosty yesterday. You can't waste these anymore. You have to make sure every single bullet lands.
Same with Ace on Plaza. You recall he had sniper rifle in the late game. They ended up losing that game 50-48. But had he hit a few extra of those snipes, that game could have been very different. But Atso now putting on a show of his own. Shocked the world, only down by 4.
Not a lot indeed. Grenade goes across. Potential to get the combat evolve medal here if he can bring them across. They are, so he'll see that, be calling out to his teammates. But unfortunately, I would suspect that Fyra might be spawning. Nope, I'm wrong. His teammates are going to be spawning there. They have that one covered. So the rockets will move into the hands of Shock the World. Bullet here. But remember, Andy, you've only got 2 in the chamber, so you've got to make these count. Each bullet is so critical. No kill from that. You've just got to be careful, man.
Yep, those rockets will fall. I believe there's still 1 in the chamber now as we go over to Sabinator's death screen for a second, but now over to L-Town, of course, a familiar face. Someone you don't always expect to see playing through the open bracket. Lots of professional experience under his belt, so no surprise that he's here in our winner's bracket round 5.
Hits the perfect, then knocks out the player flying through the air. Arctic and Sabeba, they will be calling for some support. He cleans up the easy kill, and that just shows so much teamwork. When you know those easy one-shots are going to be landing down upon you, that's communication. It's fine. He's talking to your teammate, making sure you've got a buddy system in play. Not necessarily even supporting the player, but be ready to clean up that one kill. If your player goes down and he's done the work to at least get the assist, make sure you finish that one off. L-Town looking for some position, though. He's going to rotate back to blue. Fantastic work, provided his teammates are with him at least, because you want to be careful that he doesn't get spawned upon.
Right, really great job there. He goes grass and is able to kind of just jump red front ledge for a second. Takes his time, making sure he's taking a smart route. Always constantly accidentally snipes a teammate, but not to worry as he does finish the kill. But they don't have a huge lead here, and I would say not even a comfortable one yet on Coliseum. 22-18, still up by 4. So they're inching along. Both teams sort of trading for the last 8 or so kills. However, Fyra unable to establish and pull away just yet.
Yeah, we'll shock the world. I'd still be confident in this one. As you say, 4 kills. It's not a great deal whatsoever. Random grenade just finds Bullet, but again, it comes down to communication. Sabinator in the kill feed picks up a double, so that's 3 members down, and now they can get into position, Andy. They know that they have this information. They've got an idea where they're going to be spawning. As you can see, L-Town will take a position up on S3, and they can just kind of lock them into the spawn, let them come to them, because now they've really extended the lead. 7 kills here, and all they've got to do is let STW move towards them.
That's going to be a rocket grab for Arctic as well. Well done to Fyra. Just as quickly as I said that, they extend their 4-kill lead not only to 7, but they also get a sniper rifle and rockets in hand. So sitting a little bit prettier, and this last sequence of events certainly strung together quite well by their squad. Shout
out to Wonderboy in the back, making sure we get all these decent POVs. You got to stick with L-Town. He's got a sniper rifle in his hand. It's a big power weapon, man.
Look at that.
Hopefully, he can just make sure he can at least hit the headshots for us, though.
I believe it was Atso slides right into 3rd under the tag, able to get away from that sniper shot. L-Town on the prowl right now, trying to find some faces.
Atso chilling in maze, just waiting for the call. He's only got 1 in the chamber. He's not wasting it. Grenade will go down, looking for those hit markers. They've not come through. His teammate calls for some support. You got to be careful. 2 and 2 together like that is quite dangerous. He'll get the stick at least in trade, but I kind of mentioned it. That's going to be 3 players down once again to shock the world. Yeah, Fyra now starting to really pull away. It's a 10-kill lead now, and that's exactly how they wanted this to play out. They were able to grab both of those last 2 power weapons, and not only does that give them advantage in the weapons themselves, but it also puts the guys on Shock the World a little bit on the back foot, right? They need to play very specific when the enemy has both power weapons. They get choked like this, and now they're going to continue to extend their lead. Can we just appreciate this pincer right now? He gets the call, and all of a sudden Sal says, all right, no problem, I'll step in. So they're just completely cleaning him up, locking him into the back of this base. Look at that kill feed. You see the little golden arrow, Sabinator cleans up once again. Then it's Arctic, and they've just got them locked into this back base spawn. They're continuously killing them and slaughtering them left, right, and center. They hit the 40-point mark, and now this is a bit of a different kind of scoreline to what we saw earlier on. Yeah, it's certainly a very good performance from these guys. But now over here to Drift, see if he can make a win here. Big win against the Spectre, though. Taking a look at Drift, right now he is 8-9 in this game, so not terrible. -1. They're down by 10. Sniper rifle in hand, so they could certainly bring this back. It's going to require something special, but they have the weapon in their hands to do it. My God, that was a crazy pre-fire up the ramp. I'm not sure if he meant to shoot that, but what a shot it would have been. Finds a player across, but 10 kills. They need to play very disciplined here, Sims. 10 kills indeed, 7 bullets. You know, it's not over, but one little thing here, for example, Nugget shooting to the left-hand side, but he's looking all the way down across snap. Oh! Atso is going to not be happy with that. Did not need to suicide with those rockets. Takes out an opponent with him, however. Certainly could have stayed alive there if he had not shot. Every kill at this point in the game counts. Yeah, unless you kill yourself like that, then it doesn't. That's not the way to be doing this one, especially if you're trying to get back in this thing. When you've got rockets and sniper control, but you've got to land these headshots. Make sure you utilize every single bullet. Tags him up, but where's the assist? That's the main thing we're looking from in the difference of sides. When the assists come on the opposing side, they'll tag one up, and all of a sudden Fyra will drop that kill. You need to be looking for these one-shots and cleaning them up. That's right, looking at across. The assist column is actually pretty impressive already from the side of Fyra. Suspector with 8, L-Town with 8, Sabinator with 10, Arctic with 6. Much lower numbers on the other side, which we'll see in the post-game certainly, but now 36-44, only 3 shots left in the snipe. The math would suggest that Fyra is not going to have too much trouble closing this out, but we'll see if Shock the World has a trick up their sleeve. It's happened again, Andy. Look at where they are. They're pinned back into a base. But then again, on the opposing side, Fyra don't have to push this and press the advantage. They can just kind of chill for a little bit. But if they do, and look, it's kind of coming. You got 1 from the front ramp. You got 2 making the way from down sniper. They could pincer them once again and kill them. And here's L-Town right now, leading the team and the game in both kills and least deaths. He's 14-8 right now, and he wants to end this game within a few moments. The only
again, need this final spawn rotation. Look at that perfect collapse, Sims. They swoop in the base just like you're saying, and no players on Fyra even drop. They get all 4 of those kills, and now they're looking to close.
I mean, it's questionable why Shock the World wouldn't move out from that. Why wouldn't you just try and at least 2 of you push together, push one back and get out of that base? For at least 10 seconds there, they were completely locked in, and now Fyra, they only need 1 more. I'm hearing bullets in the back. Rocket goes down, doesn't find its target. Then again, Suspector, he will. There you have it, 50-37. Fyra Gaming claim victory in game number 2.
Sabinator and L-Town both going 15-9 in that game. Sabinator catching up to L-Town in the final moments. That last collapse on blue. But like you said, Sims, you called it so well the whole game. It was a series of collapses, and it's so frustrating to play against if you're on Shock the World. Take a look at the stats here. Also have Suspector there, 11-10. Arctic round out the team with 10-11 on the other side. Looks like no players going positive. You do have Atzo there, 12-12.
Rough statistic there at the bottom, 3-14. Not the greatest when you're moving into a Slayer, but the whole story of that game was the teamwork that was, and the discipline more than anything, rather than just completely rushing a team. Just wait for them, keep them forced back, and every single time we kind of saw, you know, Shock the World try and extend a little bit out of the base. You'd see one player just kind of, okay, keep them in there, just keep them together. L-Town comes in at the end. Okay, boys, it's time to push. Clean up crew. Yeah. Fantastic pushes, got to say, really, really good.
And anyone who's played Coliseum knows there's so many entry points into the bases. Yep. So against a team like Fyra, the opportunities for them to bait and switch, right? They're going to peek from snipe, someone's going to go bridge ramp, someone's going to poke around rocket corner. So many sight lines into the bases, nowhere is safe. One thing I got to say, you're going to notice a very different play style from those 2 teams in that game when they have the power weapons. Fyra, very confident, right? Their snipers are getting very selective with angles. They're out on rocket side, they're sniping from bridge. When we go to the other side, Shock the World, they're in a cave with sniper. They're kind of in front base, not sure where to go. They're hiding on the flag, and they're getting collapsed on. So the fact that Fyra can really take advantage and push in on a team that has the snipe, I think kind of points to the skill level difference between these 2 squads.
You've got to remember there's 2 players on there, Andy. In 2016, won $500,000 between them. These are second place Halo World Champions. You know, this is a very, as some Americans say, a scary roster. It's a nasty little roster. I'm expecting them to do very well in this tournament, but it comes down to this. Can Fyra secure this one in a 3-0 sweep? Or will Shock the World and pull the reverse sweep? Let's find out. Kicking things off, Suspector's POV.
All right, now looking for this overshield grab. Let's see exactly where it goes. If it is grab, I think we had a Sabinator get taken down, so it looked like it may have been a burn, if I'm not mistaken. Bottom mid also taking a look at what might have happened there with that camo, but still on board with Suspector. Things kind of netting out here pretty even off of the break.
It's nice few kills to begin with, I've got to say. Shock the World, they're doing well. They've got some early kills, and now they're going to get the early plots as well. Red Nest should go in their hands, and they'll be able to start building the points. You'll see Drift. He's just going to drift around this corner, take a look, make sure nobody comes from fan side. And now they'll start scoring. Rockets as well. Didn't realize he actually had them in the pocket. So he can just be a bit of a bodyguard here. He doesn't necessarily have to overextend. He's going to take a look at blue, force them back into the base. That's going to be where they spawn. You can see now on top catwalk, they're going to be flooding out of there towards catwalk. And it all depends who's up there to actually stop them from coming across. Now he comes, he gets the call. Okay, move into blue because they're going to be rotating very slowly around the corner. Double comes through. I'm trying to listen out for any of his teammates there to stop the cat push, but he's going to push up himself. He's got the rocket, so he can get the kill here. Finds the one shot down on Cage. Drift at the moment doing some serious work, Andy.
That's a great push for Suspector to not even let Drift get the rockets off, but I cannot tell you enough how impressed I am with this Shock the World opener. Not only did they have the rockets, not only do they have 15 points on the board, still scoring, they neutralized both power-ups. They forced burn of the overshield and the camo, but Fyra is going to come back with a vengeance. But amazing opener from Shock the World. Really impressed that they can bounce back after that slaughter in game number 1.
Suspector with a 2-for-1 on the rockets. You may have cut the ammo, but it certainly doesn't cut the kills. When you're picking up 2 like that, that's a nice GG. Camo and OS going to be dropping in about 30 seconds time. Those rockets will be coming in about 15 also. But keep an eye on those platforms down in the bottom corner. You'll see all of a sudden it's going to be still Shock the World. You know, they're down on the plots. They need to move forward, try and get into the stronghold in hand, stop the bleeding here, because when you look on the opposing side of Fyra, it just feels like Shock the World at the moment. They have full map control.
And it looks like a Fyra OS grab here as well as we take a look across to see exactly what's happening. Oh boy, it's also a Fyra camo grab, but Bullet does have the rockets on the other side. So we'll see exactly how this nets out. Fyra with OS and camo, though, certainly having the upper hand right now.
Yeah, it's a nasty setup, but will he see him? Yes, he will, but it's a little bit too late. Gives him the bro fist, and he will fall. Suspect is still looking for more with his camo, just keeping a lockdown over on blue side, making sure if anyone wants to kind of peek through. So he's got eyes. The good thing about where he is, Andy, he has eyes on blue bend and he has eyes on catwalk, so he can kind of rotate between the two. Depends where Shock the World want to push to.
One thing I got to say, off screen, Bullet did take those rockets all the way over. Oh boy, beautiful. Look at that team shot. Bullet did take the rockets over to Red Nest and neutralized the overshield. So really effective use of the rockets. You saw the camo guy was tied up at tower, and they're able to continue scoring here. Shock the World. Very heads-up plays to win that. If you only have rockets against camo OS, that is not easy. I'm surprised Fyra didn't work a little bit more together to take out that rocket player.
Bullet will be forced back. Sab in the kill feed with a double. Drift tries to step up to the plate, but it's going to be too late. Atso as well comes in, takes out Suspector in the kill feed. You can see more kills coming through as Arctic does answer back onto him. One-on-one heads-up fight. But it's going to be Drift who will secure that one. Easy cleanup, though, does come through. Sab's pushed back as he will fall, but it's Arctic once again. We keep going on this man's POV. This potentially could be a triple. There it is as well. And not only that, but he can defend catwalk, so he can watch where they're coming from, Andy. Call out the spawns, and that's exactly what he's doing.
And despite that triple from Arctic, actually, we have Drift on Shock the World, actually leading the game right now in kills. He's 9 and 6, but this man on your screen, Arctic right here, is 7 and 4. 4 assists to his name as well. So they're down here by 27 points, but of course, with the quality of their play, ooh, surprisingly not able to get that trade there, but with the quality of their play, it's not crazy to think they're going to bounce right back in this.
The reload isn't theirs. He just does miss one final bullet. Looking around the corner, catches one player. Rocket comes through. It's going to be a little bit of an unfortunate team kill, but nevertheless, still got rockets in the pocket. Atso with a fresh camo as well, so OS has been burnt.
I don't think it was a team kill, Sims. I think he actually only killed somehow his opponent. I see no one dead there on his side, so incredibly not sure how that all netted out. But that camo is still going to be in hand for Shock the World.
Oh, that was a nice bullet from across the map. And with no shields, he's allowed to eliminate another one. L-Town, sit down, my friend. Catwalk will stay in the control, though, of Fyra, trying to get this one across. Suspector's looking for the angle. The grenade goes down. And you can see it's actually moving, though, as Fyra still cannot get this final play. It was that camo play, Andy, sitting in the corner.
It was. Look at this. Atso still has a tiny bit of camo here. You see top left, you're going to hear that beeping. That means that camo is all but done, but they've done well with it. Look at this. Maintaining the lead past the 50-point mark, and fantastic shots from Atso as well. And I have to say, really impressed with Shock the World, and I imagine everyone here watching in Orlando and at home surprised to see them bounce back like this after Fyra, of course, takes those games.
That's exactly what they need to do. They've got a big fan base back home. They've got a lot of support. It's always good to see the LATAM fan base come out to play. Atso will fall. He does run through Nest. But as you said, total control here, Andy. Fyra have a little bit of work to do if they want to bring this one back.
I did not expect to see a 71-32 with total control from Shock the World here. Perhaps something about this we don't know in terms of their skill or confidence in this specific game type, but they're looking good. But we saw it yesterday, Sims. We know Eden Stronghold is not over till it's over. I believe we saw 100-98 yesterday, so we're going to see this one through till the end, but with another trip cap from Shock the World, they're sitting pretty.
This feels like panic. This feels like panic stations right now, and Fyra just don't seem to have an answer to what's coming at them because Shock the World are just applying so much pressure. I think they're cracking.
Yeah, by the way, I think that's Bullet on your screen there. We'll go ahead and get that patched up from Shock the World, but you hear that enemy team about to win. Fyra does grab the OS, though, so let's see exactly where everything nets out. Rockets do go in the hands of Arctic, so right now they're sitting there with OS and rockets on Fyra. They can make one last play here, and they have camo as well. They just grabbed everything on the map.
So they literally have to play this one perfect, especially when they got 88 points on the opposing side. Fyra have to play this textbook. Every single stronghold they need to keep control of, but you can see, look at the flood that's coming towards Red Nest. If they didn't get that kill, it would be absolutely huge.
I'm surprised, yeah, they lost Red Nest right there, surprisingly, but it looks like Suspector and the team making a very deliberate decision to come back to blue. Oh my goodness, Suspector's gonna have to be very careful here. He needs to keep this camo. You see there's still quite a bit left on it, but my gosh, great aggression from the Shock the World side.
That was a massive, massive kill. And you know what? Actually, no! Sabernet gets the kill, and they keep control of blue. He got a reset, so they delayed the potential inevitable for just a little bit. but they've rolled this one back. That was potentially could have been big. Fyra once again still under the hammer right now. They're going to make their way towards red. It all comes down to this nest, whether or not they can capture it in time. The grenades are coming in thick and fast. They're pushing really hard on this one. 2 players from Fyra will just dump into this. It all comes down to Sabernet, whether he can keep control of that catwalk. He knows they're going to be pushing up there. Arctic also. So all of a sudden, Andy, total control with 96 points on the board for Shock the World. This is dangerous.
Very little room for error from Fyra here. You see 96, 4 points to go for Shock the World, but with the trip cap at 59, this is big. We got a rocket launcher coming up in 15, OS in 30.
That could be the momentum swing they just needed. But we need to see how they play this one. They now need to keep control. If not, keep applying the pressure. And I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to go for catwalk again. Keep that triple cap, because remember, it goes up at 2 points a time, not 1. L-Town's in there. Total control, once again, Andy, could be a thing.
Rockets do go in the hands of Shock the World, keeping an eye on both power-ups and power weapons here through the end. It looks like Fyra will grab the overshield. Nugget is late on that. He's not able to get the rocket, so that's going to be big, but he did not kill the overshield player yet. Also keeping an eye out on camo. L-Town's going to get the camo as well. We have pure insanity towards the end of this match. Trip cap, Fyra could still steal this from Shock the World.
All comes down to what L-Town does. Needs to keep an eye on catwalk. No one's there. You can see they're all pushing red nest. They're going to stop this overextension coming out of Shock the World. 1 player. He's holding back for a second, which is fine. Be passive and just be chilled with this camo. Takes down 1. Make sure he checks red nest. Someone's over at catwalk as well. They're not pushing for the total control. They're just going plain defensive right now. And we said they had to play it perfect. At the moment, this is really good. But now catwalk's under contention. This is the big play. Can they stop that 1 player?
No.
Misses the thrust.
That could be huge. That means there's players up there on catwalk that are going to try to control, and I believe they do get catwalk. Yes, they are scoring. L-Town not able to get that clamber. Is that going to cost them the game?
Yes, it does indeed. They take him down and they claw 1 back. If he had managed just to get that final jump at the end, it's a little bit unfortunate.
Could have been it.
He could have stopped it. He could potentially have stopped that catwalk push.
Wow, look at that. Bullet, you saw, jumped up right out of his seat at the end, excited for his team being able to close out that game. Shock the World. The stats I was looking at towards the end of the game, it was Atso. We had him on the screen in the middle of the game. He goes 19 and 15, most kills in the game, performing here on the main stage. And like you've been saying, Sims, against very talented veteran players here now in Suspector and L-Town, who have been on this main stage countless times. They've been on Halo World Championship final stages. So Atso able to put on quite a performance. I have to say, one thing that was also pivotal, Suspector's decision to go back to blue after they get cat. They did not get nest, they only got cat, they went back to blue. He was blocking spawns, and he also wanted to catch players off guard as they were possibly coming from outside to blue bend. He was able to kind of flank them, but they were watching that doorway, and he didn't use the camo as well as he wanted to. If he could have stayed alive there, things could have gone very differently. At the end, L-Town with the camo, much more effective. He took his time in Turbine, took his time at Red Nest. He got those kills. You have to wonder what would have happened if he hit that clamber. I don't recall if he had any grenades left, but L-Town not able to clamber up there, stay alive. It would have been difficult because there would have been grenades flying there.
I didn't see an auto-stabilizer. That was the thing. I was looking for that just to hold for a second and try and bump jump forward and then maybe get another thrust off, but it didn't happen.
My gosh, and that could have cost them the game. Tough to say. However, we won't know because Shock the World does close that out. They put 1 on the board representing Mexico as well as all of LATAM here. They do have a few, of course, LATAM fellow teams here, but they came out with the #1 seed out of online, however, in open due to team changes. But we're jumping right into this next game, and it's going to be capture the flag on Coliseum.
So they've put 1 on the board. This could be the momentum swing that they need. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, welcome along. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today. Of course, this is day 2 of the Halo World Championship Global Open, live from the Orange County Convention Center here with MLG. Fantastic scenes yesterday, fantastic scenes to come today, and then, of course, even better Championship Sunday tomorrow. This event is going to be tooth and nail. It's going to be incredible. Make sure you're tuning in all weekend long across the different platforms, and you're also tweeting that stream using the hashtag HaloWC.
Very interesting to see a bottom rocks run. I mean, they had control of top rocks, and I think Sabinator probably thought he was going to get that rocket kill, but surprising to see a bottom rocks run here instead of the other side of the map. It looked like it had a little bit of traffic, more traffic than you'd want when running a flag. So we're going to stay netted out here 0-0.
Grenade comes down, chilling in the maze, but unfortunately unfortunately is tinked up, so all of a sudden, L-Town will try and capitalize on that one, gets the call, so Spectre comes in, and this is what I keep talking about, that teamwork, working as a buddy system, making sure solo kills are just not left alone. But a dual pull comes through, L-Town sat down, and all of a sudden, we're going to see a cheeky pull from Nugget. He will opt to go, drop down lower maze, which is fair, but he's kind of, oh, Bullets just bounced it. This is huge because Adso's just picked up a double, so they're going to work together here. I think they'll get this one, but it was a little bit close. Did for a second give a bit of breathing room on the opposing side of Fyra. But 1-0, that's a good start, Andy.
It is indeed very surprising to see. After watching those first two games, you may not have expected this kind of result, but shocked the world, proving that despite team changes, they belong here in the Halo World Championship Orlando Open, playing against some of North America's best.
Hey, the answer back, though, could be real, my friend. Spectre straight in there. That's an easy pull, but the grenades are coming in. This could be a vital kill from Atso.
Ooh, and looks like players might have an issue here on main stage, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to go ahead and take a look. I think that flag cap was not going in, so going to have to see exactly how this goes down. Hear from the station referees. As we saw yesterday, we had a reset, so that might be the case. This game might start 1-0. We'll have to hear from the referee exactly what the call is, but it's once again a great start from the guys on Shock the World. For me, I'm pretty impressed. I'm not going to lie. We saw what happened on Coliseum Slayer. It wasn't pretty. I believe it was 50-37 in the end, but you called those plays so well, just collapse after collapse in Coliseum Slayer from the guys on Fyra. Shock the World really couldn't respond. They had certain moments of greatness, certain angles that they were using that were certainly beneficial. However, they never really got off to a roll. So to see them answering back there in Cali CTF, pretty impressive.
I think you have to really appreciate how much kind of discipline it takes to, rather than another extend, I mean, you're going to get a push like that and you're actually going to set up for it. Because if one person just goes in on their own, it blows the entire setup, right? You lose a man, you're down. But not only do you lose a man, you open up kind of a floodgate, which allows them to then get out of that, that trap.
Right.
And then you've just completely made a mess of it. So to have so much discipline for this roster, to be able to kind of force them into a corner, allow them to set up, allow them to do what they do, it's a great showing from Fyra. I'm just really impressed with the roster. In fact, I'm impressed with both these rosters at the moment. The early initial flag cap that we saw coming out of Shock the World, that's a good start for them. That shows, okay, we've won one, we can win more. But easier said than done. They have to pull a full reverse sweep now to take this series.
And interesting, too, you saw that first flag run. Sabinator was jumping up against Shock the World from Rockets. He's rocketing Rocket Corner. It's a long-distance rocket. It hit a bit. But for them to choose the Rocket side flag run, it's pretty surprising on a map like Coliseum. On a map like Truth, if there's one player alive on the Pink or the Carbine, you can usually kind of bet on your team to finish that kill, and you can still get away with that run. However, on a map the size of Coliseum, you're not going to be able to get that run unless you neutralize that player as fast as you can. Make sure he can't nade your flag carrier. You just saw the maps there. Fyra, of course, taking the first two. Shock the World answering back, staying alive. Of course, playing a best of 5 here. Fyra only one game away. Like you said, a reverse sweep will need to come through from Shock the World.
Well, we'll be getting a full update from the floor in just a second. Once again, I want to thank everybody for joining us this weekend. It's a beautiful thing to see. I was down in the pit earlier on, Andy, and just hearing people screaming and carrying on at one another. You know, it's been a while since I kind of got that feeling. You just see lines of monitors and just people just giving each other grief.
It's unreal. Keep in mind, we have free-for-all today, too. I believe registration is closing. If you haven't signed up just yet, make sure you swing over there, see if you can still get in. Might already have closed. Lots of FFA competitors. Great to see at an open event, of course. I remember so many years ago, packed stations of free-for-all. I said it yesterday in our first match, too, but you get chills walking through the venue. There's nothing like being at an open Halo event. Dozens of stations, thousands of players. It's fantastic to see, and really excited to be here.
I wasn't actually there to be a part of it, but even still, sitting at home, watching Friday Night VOD in my little PJs, very late night, as you can imagine, in England.
Yeah, gosh.
Watching the Friday Night FFA, just how it kind of built up momentum and kind of set the standard of what's to come for this weekend. It's great. And FFA, obviously, with the recent HaloWC, the new settings in the playlist as well, that's kind of opened up an entirely new thing for these players that do love FFA, do love to get stuck in there. But it looks to me, ladies and gentlemen, like we are getting this game back underway. So let's jump on into it. This is like an iteration, excuse me. It's going to be Coliseum, CTF, Andy kicking things off with Arctic from Fyra.
All right, now Arctic, of course, quite a great performance in those first 2 games. And we also saw moments of greatness with a triple kill as well from him in that at the end of that Eden game. It wasn't enough to close them out. We did get word, by the way, from station referees in the back. This is a full reset. Team starting here at 0-0 in this match per the rules. And we'll have to see. It's a different start from Fyra. They were going to get the pull, but actually Bullet makes sure to double back.
It's going to be Drift. Sniper rifle. Sees one on the corner. He'll be calling him out there. Down on the side of red. Sees Sabinator, but just gives him a bit of a haircut. Another person underneath. But I do like to see at least the assist medals coming in. Is getting tagged up from behind, though. This will be dangerous because now he's just giving away the sniper rifle. Unfortunately, Sabinator is allowed then to push up with Rocket. Spots one. Easy kill. Grab the flag, will get it on the move, but they're all going to be spawning. He's actually going to challenge this one, gets the kill, but it's a trade. May have been better off running that one, but Suspector with a triple. That's all 3 down in the kill feed. I'm just watching completely wipe them out. So now Arctic's going to be allowed, Andy, to get into a position where they can smack them off the spawn and then potentially run this flag.
That's right. Even hitting body shots like that. Of course, you want to mop up teammates, mop up opponents, excuse me, but able to hit body shots like that when you're forcing a rocket corner spawn really is going to help you move that flag quickly and efficiently. But they haven't been able to pull it just yet. Several deaths right there around the flag area. 2 dead, so not sure if L-Town will be able to do this. He only has 1 teammate left. Looking across, that's going to be Sabinator and Suspector rushing in for the pull.
I'm pretty sure that's another triple kill coming out of Sabinator. I'm pretty sure that's 2 triples back-to-back that Fyra have just got, and all of a sudden the flag's all the way across the map. There's 2 buddies there to stick it in, and there you have it. We will at least see Fyra Gaming go up 1-0, but potential for a counter cap.
Yeah, right there we had 2 dead on the side of Fyra. So the last 2 members here of Shock the World are trying to hold down that base. Let's go ahead and see exactly where that flag has gone. Looks like it did go down on Snipe Ramp. It has no one there as for the pull just yet, but they're trying to move in.
Rockets will move forward, down in grass. 3 players all working together. Banks it off the side of Silver. Easy kill there. 1 in the chamber, ready to do some work. Just checking out on other, making sure nobody wants to extend upwards. You can see Sabinator just trying to stay off the side, but he did die, so they got the information that there is a player there at least, so he needs to be careful. Doesn't get away with a life, but at least uses up all the ammunition in the rocket. L-Town's on the defensive, will come back, listening for these call-outs to see who's around this base. And at the moment, they're kind of just feeling each other out, so you can get the kind of ground control there, Andy, because, again, this is a very pivotal game, and it's a big change to see Fyra this time 1-0 up so early on.
Looking at Atso here, does have a DMR in the back pocket. We haven't seen much DMR action this weekend. He will fall immediately, though, but still 1-0 here. The game not getting out of hand. Fyra not necessarily able to run away with this. And we saw Shock the World get the first cap in the first instance of this game, too. So still a lot of Halo to play in this match.
It's going to be chilled out for now. Anything can kind of happen, that's all. Oh, it tags it up, but at least throw away what's left of it. We'll see 1 player moving forward. It's going to be Nugget will get the initial move, but there's no one really in there in a position to kind of carry that one on. Bullet again. 2 players above him. Look at this discipline coming out of Sabinator.
Love it from Sabinator. So selective in how he, that target acquisition, making sure he knows exactly who he wants to shoot when does he want to give away his position. You see that. Sees the player, has the option to shoot, but also going to be watching his teammate's screens to know if he needs to shoot to give away his position, he wants to do it so that he's keeping a teammate alive. There needs to be a reason to challenge. It's a double kill, though, on the side of, let's see, it looks like from Fyra. So they might be able to get this pull, but no, it's a big return from Bullet.
Yeah, 1 player just kind of throwing the body on it. Fair enough, he died, but definitely did the work and did the groundwork to at least get the re on that one. And you see a little battle going down in grass. Nugget claims a scalp himself. Adzug will fall, but Rockets, who they're going to be with?
Looks like they're with Bullet. That's not Bullet on your screen there, but I believe we are definitely on board with Bullet's POV here in this match. And he's going to try to stop this flag run. He has rockets, so he should be able to... Oh, no! Looks like the player's going to be behind him, and he gets, I think, maybe triple team there. So, unfortunate. That flag might be going in. They're going to bring it home, and looks like there is pressure on the flag. It's eliminated immediately. Suspector is able to bring in that flag. He will fall, but they'll go up 2-0.
And for you guys watching at home, Golden Halo. Go get yourself a gold rec pack right now. You can redeem that bad boy at halo.gg. 2-0. Fyra taking a nice lead here, but a good double kill coming out of Drift. That's answered back. He sat down, put himself back into the respawn screen. Arctic, though, on the heavy defensive, gets the call out that the flag potentially could be moved here. Just looking for more bodies because he knows someone's hiding and banking around this corner. But I think it's going to be a nice, clean return. Yes, it is indeed.
Wow, look at that. Another player flying in for the return as well. Bottom middle. Love to see that. I believe that was going to be also, he had Arctic and Suspector both making sure they got that return. But now look at this. Shock the World's going to start a run. Rocket side as well. We're seeing way more rocket runs than is average here, Sims, in this game. Generally, when you see uncharacteristic runs or maybe non-traditional runs, usually the sign of a very fast-paced, hectic game.
Yeah, the thing is, though, when you're trying to run this down, the only problem is what they're hitting now. It's kind of just a wall of bodies, and it's a death pit. Anytime that you go to bottom mid, it's definitely a death pit.
That's right. Sam Snap says, loving the stream so far in Orlando as this last flag is coming in. Here it is, and yes, indeed. No! Flag is stopped, but there is no pull. There's the pull, so it's coming in late. They have to get the return here.
Yeah, that should be a return. There's 3 bodies in there. They're all going to be sat on it. One will scoop it up. In fact, where's the final? Come on, where's your friends? Sit on it, boys. I want to bag this one. There it is.